What'd you say?
Maybe they're horrendous. Are you going to keep them?
Yeah.
Ooh, really?
Oh, yeah. It's the wits. Be the shoe. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Man Takes Shoes Out of Box, the episode where you get to sit there and watch me take some shoes out of a box and tell you what I think of them. Today we are talking about these, the Nike SB Dunk Low Verdy Visty. Now right off the bat, I know for some of you guys out there, this shoe is maybe a little bit childish, or maybe a little bit girly, or maybe even a little bit gay. And so I totally understand that this shoe is not for everybody. They are for me. I went ahead and paid resale for them. These released about a week ago now on the 20th. They came out in pretty much a full size run, from toddlers to kids all the way up to grown kids. And they're probably one of the most hyped up SBs of the year, if not the most hyped up. It was actually the night before they released on the Nike sneakers app that I decided to grab a pair from StockX. I paid £270, which worked out to be about £300 after all of the fees and shipping and stuff. Right, before we talk a little bit about Verdy, as well as the resale, as well as some of the reasons why this is hype, as well as comparing these to some of the other big SB releases from this year and last year, let's just dive into these. First and foremost, you've got the Sale Quick Strike Nike SB box. Nothing new there, nothing to see there. The colorway is Blue Gaze Arctic Pink, and I've even seen some other color codes out there suggesting a bicycle yellow, and when I saw this yellow, I knew I had to have recognized it from somewhere. Of course, it's bicycle yellow. When you open up the box, you are smacked in the face with an open palm of vibrancy. Like, bro, these things are crazy, like right out the gates. It's not enough that these are incredibly bright and incredibly loud with the color, they're also loud and exciting with the materials. First and foremost, the colors. You've got this Arctic blue on the upper, which features in this sort of embossed suede, almost corduroy type material. This pretty much dominates the majority of the upper and gives a really good contrast to this furry, fuzzy material that comes in a couple of different shades. You've got like a subtle green fur on the toe box, the mid panel, and on the tongue. And then you've got this pink fur that wraps around the heel counter of the shoe, somewhat bordering the top line as well. Then you've also got the pink leather swoosh, same type of green on the liner. And then you've got the bicycle yellow. Of course, the bicycle yellow. Green features on the outsole, and they come installed with the yellow laces. You also get a couple of other lace options as well. You get an icy blue pair, and you get a green pair, which match the colors on the shoe themselves. The only thing you're missing in terms of the laces is like a pink lace that would go pretty hard, I think, with these. But you could also use the extra set from the Futuras, which might go pretty hard with these. All in all, the colorway is loud, it's bright, it's exciting, it's in your face, and the materials are right there alongside it. So who is Verdy, the man responsible for, if you like these beauties, or if you don't like these abominations? He's the creative force behind Girls Don't Cry and Wasted Youth. He's made a name for himself with his playful, bold approach to street art and design. He hails from Japan, and his work often features vibrant colors, cartoonish characters, and messages that have resonated globally. This isn't his first collaboration with Nike SB either. He did a collaboration in 2019 with his Girls Don't Cry Dunk Low. And so members of the skating fraternity are already familiar with Verdy in an SB context. The inspiration for the shoe itself from Verdy comes from one of his plush toy characters named Visty. He also has another character called Vic, which is a panda colorway that also has featured as a Nike SB collab, but is going to be limited to friends and and family only, which, to be honest, I don't think is that bad a thing. I'm quite pleased we got these. These also released alongside a pair of eShot Wear Nike SB Air Maxes. In terms of some of the more subtle details that come on the shoe, I don't know if subtle in the shoe really works together in conjunction, to be honest, but anyway, some of the Verdy details include his name on the front tongue patch underneath the Nike SB logo. When you flip the tongue around, or when you look behind the tongue, you have a representation of the character Visty popping what I can only imagine is some kind of a kickflip, looking pretty happy about himself as he's doing it. The Nike logo on the back heel is heat stamped into place and features a font that's quite playful and cartoonish. They come with custom insoles, also featuring Visty again. And a really cool touch is this pretty heavy, well-made, seemingly good quality keychain that you get with it as well, which is also another representation of the character Visty. Really nice touch. What is it about this shoe that has gotten so many people so hyped up? One of the things that Nike SB has become renowned for over the years is the really interesting collaborative projects and the tendency of the creative partners to really just go all out. And this sneaker feels just like that. Inevitable comparisons have been drawn between this sneaker here and the Grateful Dunk SBs, which I don't need to remind you guys have been massively hyped up over the years. You've also got the 3 Bears pack as well, the Mama Bear, the Papa Bear, and then the Baby Bear lows, which are going for crazy money in today's resale market. All feature similar types of materials with the fuzzy or the furry or the hairy panels. So the sneaker sort of continues on this heritage at this point of wild Nike SBs. And I think it's because of that, coupled together with the fact that these were really limited, that these have gone on to become quite big in the resale market. So let's talk about where these are currently. Right now, the lowest ask on StockX in my size is 375 pounds, meaning the lowest ask is 100 pounds over what I paid the night before these released. And so if this is the type of pair that you need in your collection, you're either going to have to long it out and maybe wait for someone to sell a lightly used pair, or you're going to need to get in now while the prices aren't too high. Now, if you're like me, you've got these in hand and you're thinking, bro, what the hell am I going to wear these with? How am I going to color match these to the point where I don't look like a complete idiot? Bro, I think if you want to style these, you've really just got to make these the hero of the outfit. So is this the best SB Dunk low of the year? Some of you guys I know that don't like the shoe already are going to be like, nah bro, hell no, they're discounted. I'm not really speaking to you guys. I'm speaking to you guys that actually like this sneaker and may well agree. Let's situate these next to one of the best SBs so far this year, at least in my opinion, the Alexis Sablones. Do I prefer the Chameleons or do I prefer the Verdys? I don't know. I think for the wow factor, the Verdys take it. Next up, are they better than the Futuras? Well, looking at them side by side, this one's a bit of a tricky one. I don't know. I'd probably take the Futuras just by a hair. What about last year's best SBs? Well, I've picked 3 of my favorite SBs from last year. I do prefer the Crenshaws over the Verdys. The Jarritos, man, look, in terms of wearability, obviously the Jarritos are going to dominate the Verdys. I think for the wow factor, I'd probably rate the Verdys over the Jarritos. And then you've got the Born and Raised. The Born and Raised have the wow factor, they have the quality factor, and they also have the emotion factor as well. This is another tricky one. I don't know. I would probably take the Born and Raised. The Verdys, honestly, out of all the shoes I've shown you, have the most wow factor about them. In terms of collectability, I think it's a really cool sneaker to have in your sneaker collection. I personally am someone that likes really wild and out there sneakers as much as I like the classics, as much as I like the understated stuff. Case in point might be a shoe like these, the CPFM low dunks. I really like these. I've still got the mullet going. This is a shoe that really breaks necks and generates combos. I mean, it does generate some inquiries too into your state of mind and as to whether or not you actually should be allowed to be out there in the streets, but it's still a cool shoe. Shoes like these you can see in the background, you know, the J-tips. These are wild, these are bright, these are vibrant, these are out there. I'm a big fan of all types of different sneakers, but I don't have any that feature this furry type upper. And so is it the best SB Dunk Low of the year? I'm gonna say not quite. I think the future is just Pippet, but I do think it is probably the most wild and out there SB we've had over the past couple of years. But I can totally appreciate that this sneaker is not going to be to everybody's taste. So you can save the comments down below saying that's a kid's shoe, that's a woman's shoe, that shoe is gay. And there we go. Those are my thoughts. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch the video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, give the video a like before you bounce. And if you haven't already followed me over on IG and on TikTok, please do, because that will be good for my numbers. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care for now, and peace.